She didn't walk away because she stopped loving him. She walked away because, for the first time in years, she remembered who she was. If you've ever stayed where your soul was begging you to leave, this story is going to feel dangerously familiar and deeply healing. Maya thought she was in love, not the childish kind of love, the kind of love you bet your whole life on, the kind of love you defend to your friends, your family, even to your own intuition. When it tries to warn you, she told herself, he's not perfect, but no one is. He's just stressed. If I change, if I love better, if I'm more patient, things will get better. But there's a kind of love that doesn't grow you, it erases you. And the most painful part? Most people don't realize they're disappearing until it's almost too late. This is the story of how Maya lost herself in a toxic relationship, how she broke the cycle, and how the universe stepped in the moment she finally chose herself. If you stay with me until the very end, you might start seeing your own story differently. You might realize that what you call heartbreak is actually your soul trying to wake you up. In the beginning, he was everything she thought she wanted. He listened. He texted her good morning and good night. He told her she was different, special, not like other women. Maya felt chosen. And for someone who had spent most of her life feeling not enough, being chosen felt like oxygen. Little by little, she adjusted her world around him. She stopped going out so much with her friends because he didn't like crowded places. She changed the way she dressed because he said certain clothes were too revealing. She toned down her laughter, her opinions, her light, because he preferred a calm, soft woman. She thought she was compromising. She thought this was what love looked like. But compromise is when two people meet in the middle. What Maya was doing was walking all the way to his side and abandoning hers. And then came the comments. At first, they sounded like jokes. Wow, you're really going to wear that? Don't be so dramatic, you're too sensitive. You're lucky I put up with your mood swings. She laughed it off. She told herself he didn't mean it. She told her friends, he's just teasing me, he's actually really sweet. But what you allow again and again, you end up calling normal. And what you call normal, you stop questioning. Inside, though, something was shrinking. Her confidence, her joy, her sense of self. She still smiled in photos. She still posted happy couple pictures. She still played the role. But every night, alone with her thoughts, one quiet question kept returning. Where did I go? The invisible prison. Toxic love doesn't always look like shouting or slammed doors. Sometimes it looks like him going cold for 3 days because you said something he didn't like. Sometimes it looks like walking on eggshells in your own home because you never know what mood he'll be in. Sometimes it looks like apologizing, even when you don't know what you did wrong. That was Maya's daily life. When things were good, they were amazing. He'd hold her close, call her his world, make plans for the future, talk about traveling, marriage, a house. When things were bad, he would withdraw completely. Short answers, no eye contact, sarcastic comments, the silent treatment that felt like a punishment. Every time she tried to pull away, to say, I can't live like this, he would suddenly change. He'd cry. He'd say he was sorry. He'd tell her, you're the only one who understands me. "I don't want to lose you." And she'd stay. Because hope is a powerful chain. Because when you've invested your heart, your time, your identity into someone, walking away feels like admitting you failed. She didn't know the term trauma bond. She just knew she was addicted, not to him, but to the version of him that showed up once in a while, and reminded her why she fell in love. She told herself, "If I just hang on a little longer, the good him will stay." So she shrunk a little more, explained less to her friends, defended him more, explained herself more, and every time she silenced her own needs to keep the peace, she moved one step further away from herself. The breaking point didn't look dramatic from the outside. No big fight. No screamed insults. No slammed doors. It was a Tuesday night. Maya was sitting on the living room floor, back against the couch, knees pulled to her chest. The TV was on, but she wasn't watching. Her eyes were filled with tears she was trying not to let fall. He was scrolling on his phone. She had spent the entire day feeling anxious, a tightness in her chest that wouldn't go away. They had barely spoken. Every attempt at conversation was met with sighs, rolled eyes, or one-word replies. Finally, with a voice that was almost a whisper, she said, "Can we talk? I don't like feeling like this. I feel like you hate me." He didn't even look up. "Not everything is about you, Maya. Stop being so dramatic." Something snapped. Not outside. Inside. It was like a part of her soul stepped outside her body and watched. Watched the way she shrank. Watched the way she apologized. Watched the way she tolerated being emotionally starved. In that silent observation, a truth hit her. He doesn't love me the way I need to be loved, and I don't love myself enough to leave. That realization hurt more than anything he had ever said. She didn't scream. She didn't argue. She just got quiet. Not the defeated kind of quiet. The dangerous kind. The kind of quiet that comes when a decision has already been made in the soul, even if the mind hasn't caught up yet. In that moment, in the middle of that living room, with her heart cracked open and her chest pounding, she heard it. A clear, simple, undeniable inner voice. "You don't belong here anymore." The choice that changes destiny. The next hours felt unreal. Maya went to the bedroom, pulled out a small suitcase, and began to pack. Not everything, just what she needed to start over. A few clothes, her journal, a photo of her childhood self she kept in a drawer, a reminder of the girl she once was. Before she learned to minimize herself, her hands trembled, her heart raced. Part of her wanted him to notice, to stop her, to say, "Wait, don't go, I'll change." He didn't. He was still on the couch, lost in his own world, convinced she would never actually leave, because she had always stayed before. As she zipped up the suitcase, she felt a strange mixture of grief and power. Grief for the version of her who endured so much pain. Power for the version of her who was now choosing something different. She walked to the door. He looked up for half a second. "Where are you going?" She stayed calm. "Home," she said. He scoffed. "You're being ridiculous. You'll be back tomorrow." She didn't answer. She stepped out, closed the door behind her, and with that simple, quiet action, her entire timeline shifted. The hallway felt colder than usual. The street felt bigger. The night air hit her face like a baptism. Every step away from that building felt like a step back into her own soul. She didn't know where life would take her next. She didn't know how she'd handle the loneliness, the doubts, the financial uncertainty, the nights where she'd miss him. But for the first time in a very, very long time, she felt honest. Not safe, not comfortable, honest. And honesty is the soil where awakening begins. When the universe starts whispering. Maya moved into her sister's spare room. It wasn't glamorous. A small bed, a window, a few boxes stacked in the corner. But something about that space felt sacred. Like it had been waiting for her. The first few days were messy. She cried a lot. She questioned her decision. She reached for her phone dozens of times. Almost texting him. Almost apologizing for setting herself free. But every time her fingers hovered over the screen, she felt that same inner voice say, "Don't go back to the story that broke you." In the stillness of those days, she began to notice something. The universe was speaking, not in loud miracles, but in small, undeniable synchronicities. A random YouTube video about toxic relationships showed up in her recommendations. A podcast episode titled, "Leaving the Love That Is Killing You," autoplayed while she was cooking. A quote popped up on her feed. "You don't heal in the same place that hurt you." Every time she saw something like this, her body reacted. Goosebumps, tingling, tears. It was as if life itself was confirming, "You did the right thing. You are not crazy. You are waking up." She started journaling again. Not about him. About her. About the way she had abandoned her own needs. About the moments she ignored her intuition. About the lies she told herself to stay. Instead of asking, "Why did he do this to me?" she started asking, "Why did I believe I had to accept this?" And that's when the deepest healing began. Because healing isn't just about blaming the other. It's about reclaiming yourself. Weeks passed. The pain softened. It didn't vanish, but it changed shape. It went from a sharp, open wound to a tender scar that reminded her, "You'll never go back there again." Maya began doing little things she hadn't done in years. She bought a dress she loved, without wondering if he would approve. She danced alone in her room, music loud, arms in the air, laughing for no reason. She went for coffee by herself, sat by the window, and watched people walk by, feeling present instead of anxious. She started therapy. She read about trauma, attachment, self-worth. She discovered words she had never learned growing up. Boundaries, standards, self-respect, energetic alignment. She realized that her relationship hadn't created her wounds. It had exposed them. The abandonment she felt as a child. The deep belief that she was too much or not enough. The idea that love had to be earned. Her ex had simply played the role. That triggered all of that to the surface. And strangely, instead of feeling only anger, she began to feel something she never expected. Gratitude. Not for the pain, but for the awakening. Because without that relationship, without that heartbreak, she might have gone her whole life, never meeting herself. One evening, as the sun set outside her window, filling the room with warm golden light, Maya looked at her reflection. Her eyes were different, still tender, still healing. But there was something new: presence, power, self-recognition. She whispered to herself, "I'm sorry I left you behind for so long. I'm here now. I won't abandon you again." And in that quiet, intimate moment, she understood. The real love story was not between her and him. It was between her and her own soul. If you're still here, listening to this, there is a reason. Maybe you see yourself in Maya. Maybe you've stayed somewhere your soul has outgrown. Maybe you've been calling your pain love, because you're afraid of what life looks like without it. So let me tell you this, not as a cliché, but as a truth your heart already knows. Sparkles, you are not hard to love. Sparkles, you are not asking for too much. Sparkles, you are not crazy for wanting emotional safety, respect, and tenderness. You are allowed to leave. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to start over. Even if you invested years of your life into the wrong story. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is walk away from what is misaligned and walk back toward yourself. Your healing will not be instant. Your awakening will not be linear. But every step you take toward your own heart is a step toward the life you were truly meant to live. If this story touched you, if you felt your chest tighten, if you saw even a small piece of yourself in Maya, take a deep breath, and in the comments, write, "Sparkles, I choose myself." Sparkles, not for the algorithm, for you, to declare it, to witness yourself choosing you. If you want more emotional, soul-awakening stories like this, don't forget to thumbs up like this video, speech balloon share your story below, bell subscribe to Soul Shift Stories, so you don't miss the next chapter of healing and transformation. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are in the middle of your awakening. And this might just be the moment when your own soul whispers back, "I'm still here. Let's begin again."